Fiona always looks beautiful, but today I'd say even more so, you know, she looks stunning. So, like I said, I'm delighted to be here. Maybe a little bit surprised because I can remember a day many years ago, we were playing golf, myself, Grant, two of the ushers, hot summer's day. And then all of a sudden a thunderstorm came, thunder and lightning, pouring with rain. So we all ran under the tallest tree we could find to hide from the rain. Good life and safety techniques there. Taught us by our parents, obviously. But at this point we were all soaking wet, with clothes dripping, stuck to us, going a little bit see-through. And Grant looked us all up and down. The 3 12-year-old boys he was playing golf with, and he said, "This is kind of sexy." That's just the kind of story I think. This is only the second speech I've ever done, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm not nervous. It's an uncomfortable experience to have to stand up here and talk for an hour. Folks all went to the toilet. Going to be here a wee while. Luckily, being Grant, and like I said, it's awkward, you're talking, nobody's talking back to you. But luckily, I've had a lot of practice recently being Grant's best man, so I've had to talk to him on the phone. I don't know how many of you have had the misfortune of having to talk to Grant Christie on the phone. It's thoroughly uncomfortable. Basically, it's just silence, nervous laughter every now and then, a bit of heavy breathing. Never phone Grant, text him. So yeah, basically, I've known Grant a long time, since the start of primary school. So for what a speech I wanted to do was just to give you all a flavour of what Grant's like, you know, because you know he's a great guy, I think he's a great guy, so I wanted to tell you about the great bits. Also, he's a weird guy, he's a weird So, like I said, we went to the same primary school together, we lived in the same estate, Millfield, in Erskine, not far from here. In fact, after a few years of living in Millfield, Grant begged and begged and begged his mum and dad to buy the house next door to me, and they did. So I became neighbours. So, like I said, we've known for a long time. I had a great time growing up in Millfield, lots of people our own age. Had a lot of firsts growing up in Millfield. Like I said, in fact, myself and Grant, we both had our first kiss with a girl about 30 seconds apart. The electrical substation just down from the house. What age are we, Grant? 21? We both had our first jobs at the same place, at Gleddock House Hotel, which the same people who owned, well, it was the same people who owned this hotel actually. While working there, Grant named the nickname of Smiler from the chefs. I don't know why. Why was that, Grant? Again, so I stayed on there a bit longer, and Grant, he was maybe there for a year, so I stayed on doing 40 hours a week for £3 an hour. A swimming instructor and got £40 an hour doing 3 hours a week. I couldn't move there, I think, Grant. But it was while we worked at Gleddock that we saved up those £3 an hour. And with the dream of being world famous DJs, we halved in for a set of decks. I don't know if you all know what that is, but basically it's like a setup for mixing dance music. It's 2 turntables and a mixer. So we halved in, we got 1 deck each. Now, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but basically 1 deck is a record player. I had 3 in the loft, I don't know how many you had, they're still there. So anyway, it wasn't long before I got bored of playing my 3 records. So I wasted £200, but Grant had a lot more determination than me. So he bought me out of the deal. The rest is history. Grant's now world famous. I'm lucky room to fall back on being an engineer. Again, one of my other favourite memories about growing up with Grant was going on our first boys' holiday away at the end of school. It was exactly like the In-Betweeners movie, without any girls. I remember on the last night, we were going home, on the way home. Grant wasn't there, there was another couple of guys. We bumped into a couple of people and they said that Grant and one of our friends had been jumped and they were in a bad way. So obviously straight away we sprinted home because we were so concerned to find out what happened to our friend. And we also wanted to know how Grant was as well. We got home and Grant was a little bit worse for wear. He'd had one too many aftershocks, which for Grant was one aftershock. He was shaken up, he was covered in cuts and scratches. Something had obviously happened, and he told us he'd been floored by a gang of Spanish recruits. So obviously we were appalled. However, the next day we managed to find an eyewitness who had a slightly different version of the events. Apparently in an effort to avoid the confrontation with the one solitary Spaniard who wanted to fight, Grant employed a technique he would usually have for escaping a bear attack. He threw himself into a bush. Which kind of takes us on to Grant's two stags, you know, obviously being a night out. Going out for those two stags, the one down in Liverpool and the one up in Glasgow last week. It just reminded me of what good fun it is to go on a night out with Grant. You can have a wild night out and you're still home in time to watch Match of the Day. What a guy. On Saturday in Glasgow we were in Bunker and pub, and we were all huddled up discussing where we were going for the night out. What club are we going to go to? Oh, let's go here, let's go there. And then all of a sudden the bouncer came over, put one arm around Grant, and he said, "Wee man, it's time for you to go home." That was the end of that. So even being thrown out of the pub, Grant did it classy, civilised. I won't go into any of the details of any of the humiliating things that happened to him on the stag, because in these Facebook, Twitter days, I'm sure you can all find him on mobile. But the good news is, I think Fiona's general attitude has been, she was just delighted to go to the strippers. Proud. Now, you could never accuse Grant of being a big drinker, which I think is one of his many qualities, and again, something that I think, a reason Fiona's lucky to have him. Obviously, it's a cliche to always say Grant is, lucky to have Fiona, and he is, but I just wanted to say I also think Grant's a good cat. Look at him, he's handsome, and a Hugh Grant kind of way. He's kind of funny, so there might actually be something wrong with him. And he's got a great future in his job, as long as you stick to emailing people with phone. Together they're a great couple to spend time with, and I think they're a perfect match for each other. Fiona's a great cook, an amazing cake maker, I'm sure we'll find out later, and Grant's really good at doing the dishes. I also think, since Grant's been with Fiona, I've noticed a change. I think Fiona's been great for Grant. He's definitely more mature since meeting her. He's got better clothes now than Fiona. I don't think I ever noticed Grant. Grant used to wear Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now he wears tweed jackets with patches on them. He's very stylish. And like I said, I honestly think that they're a perfect match, and I wish them all the happiness in the world. Again, from a personal point of view, I want to say thanks to Grant for having me as best man. I'm sure some of you are aware that a few years ago I nearly seriously injured Grant in a car crash. Nothing happened to us, but it could have been a lot worse, and I think it says a lot for Grant's powers of forgiveness. He still asked me to be his best man despite that. Either that, or it doesn't say a lot for the diddies that I was up against. Again, on a serious note, Grant really is a great guy, and I'm lucky to have had him as a friend for all these years. One story, again, that I think really sums him up is that he was the best man at my wedding last year. He went up to the venue the week before the wedding just to scout it out and to get comfortable there, which I thought was unbelievable. I honestly don't know anyone else who would have done that. And I think the middle-aged wedding planner fell in love with you that day. And again, I'm really, really happy for him and Fiona. So I'm going to finish off with a poem I've written for Grant. but before then, I just want to quickly read out. I thought I was going to have a load of cards to read out people that couldn't take it, but I've actually only got one from my mum and dad. So I'm breaking my flow here a wee bit. But from my mum and dad, they've said, "Dear Fiona and Grant, we're very sorry we can't be with you to celebrate your wedding today. However, we know you will have an amazing day and we wish you a long marriage full of love and happiness. With love and best wishes from Colin and Grace." So anyway, now on to the poem. Only half an hour to go. I've known Grant Christie for 20 years or more. We went to the same primary, he even lived next door. We had a couple of sleepovers, me in bed, Grant on the floor. Great times watching Eurotrash, Friday night, Channel 4. Grant grew up and went to uni. I know it seems absurd, he got a Masters in Engineering. How could he get a bird? Grant first met Fiona through a uni swimming group. Thought she was beautiful, smart and funny. Time for him to swoop. He started seeing Fiona, it appeared to be perfection, because she seemed to like him, despite his Speedo collection. Grant clung to his independence, living alone in his new pad, with Fiona lived 5 minutes away, with his mum and dad. Their now shared home is lovely. I'm not going out on a limb when I say the house hierarchy is Fiona and the cats, then him. So please all raise your glasses, joining me to say a toast to a special couple on this their wedding day. Well done.